Bandwidth for changelog is provided by Fastly. Learn more at fastly.com. We move fast and fix things here at changelog because of Rollbar. Check them out at rollbar.com. And we're hosted on Linode cloud servers. Head to linode.com/changelog. This episode is brought to you by Rollbar. Move fast and fix things. Resolve errors in minutes and deploy with confidence. Head to rollbar.com/changelog. Request a demo. Get started today. It's loved by developers, trusted by enterprises, and most of all, we use it here at changelog. Move fast and fix things with Rollbar. Once again, rollbar.com/changelog.
Welcome to JS Party, a community celebration of JavaScript and the web. Tune in live on Thursdays at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific at changelog.com/live. Join the community and Slack with us during the show at changelog.com/community. And follow us on Twitter. We are at JSPartyFM. All right, let's do this.
Welcome to JS Party, JS Jeopardy edition. Yay! We're so excited. This should be super fun. I'm really pumped. It's more than just JavaScript, so don't get too excited. But JS Jeopardy sounded way better than miscellaneous web front-end question Jeopardy. So I'm going to explain the rules really quickly, and then we'll just go ahead and jump right in. So the way this is going to work is I have put together a Google presentation that no one else can see, which is fine because we're going to be talking. I'm going to share this with you now, so you'll be able to see the categories on the screen and see like which ones have been like taken already. So let me get this up. Yeah, I way too much effort into this. I should have had this like all worked out, but you know, last minute preparations. So while I'm getting this up, we'll start with Jake since Jake is our guest. So really quickly, Jake, do you want to introduce yourself while I get my life together over here?
Sure. I am Jake Dome, a web developer at GoodWork, a software consultancy out of Dallas. I build websites and tweet about JavaScript at Jake Dome. Don't come troll me or do. Yeah.
Awesome. We're super excited to have you on, and I'm just going to wish you the best of luck. So here are the categories for round one. We're going to start off with 5 categories in increments of 100 points. So they start at 100, they go all the way up to 500, and there are 5 questions in each category. The first category is CSS. The second is JavaScript level 1. The third is JavaScript level 2, and those levels have no semantic meaning. They're just miscellaneous JavaScript questions. But I did try to grade them, so like the 100 questions should be maybe a little bit easier than the 500s. Then we've got the web as the 4th category, and lastly, I'm feeling lucky.
Which is about Google?
No, it's not. They're just random like web topics, but I thought that sounded more funny than, you know, miscellaneous. So this is round 1. We will do a round 2 afterwards. And then we'll have a final question where you can bet all or nothing.
Ooh.
Yeah. As opposed to you ringing buzzers, because this is not a practical way to do this. We're going to start with Jake. Jake, you'll just pick your category and your question. If you get it right, perfect. We'll just move forward. We'll go to K-Ball next. If you get it wrong, I'm going to let K-Ball have the chance to steal it. But if K-Ball gets it wrong, we'll end it there and he can start over with a new category. How does that sound?
Wait, what about Chris?
Well, yeah, Chris comes third.
Okay.
I just didn't want to go through the full process of explaining it.
But do we all get a chance to answer it?
I suppose you could. Why not? Why not? The rules can change.
Double steal.
Sure. Yeah, double steal. So if Cable gets it wrong and Jake gets it wrong, Chris has the chance to get it right.
Ooh.
All right. So Jake, pick your poison.
Let's go JavaScript level 1.
JavaScript level 1 for what point value, sir?
Ooh, let's go. I'm going to start off easy. Let's go 100.
For 100. This is to declare a block scoped element but cannot be redeclared.
Const. What is const?
Correct. 100 points go to Jake. Woo-hoo. I'm also low-key going to be having to do math in my head while we do this because I'm keeping a score in PowerPoint. So just watch my math, please. All right. So JavaScript level 1 complete. All right, K-Ball, you are up.
All right. Let's go with CSS for 500.
Oh, my goodness. You are starting off strong. CSS for 500. This is the point system with which styles are applied to HTML elements.
What is specificity?
Correct! I'm actually like, not a lot of people know specificity as a term.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't even know specificity exists.
All right. Should we do a diversion into specificity?
We can go off on little tangents. And I just want to preface this with like the fact that why are we doing this? 2020, obviously, is a new year, right? If you didn't know. And that means a lot of people are probably going to be looking for jobs. A lot of jobs are now hiring. And as a result, you're going to have to go through technical interviews. So this is just some, like casual prep for that.
Sweet.
Yeah. Nice. So yeah, specificity. I wrote a blog post on it. We can link in the show notes if you're interested in learning more. But there's also ones with Star Wars, like characters and stuff. So we'll link that one too, because Star Wars. Chris, you are up.
I'm feeling lucky for 100.
I'm feeling lucky for 100.
I'm feeling anxious.
Same.
Go ahead.
This occurs when there is a recursive function without an exit point.
Stack Overflow.
Correct. You're all doing real good.
What is a Stack Overflow? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. It's hard to remember that phrasing. But yeah, that's really good. So,
I thought that was going to be an infinite loop.
well, I guess technically,
Self-rack.
yeah. I'm feeling anxious. I feel like that's the title of this episode. Yeah, no, I think I got that question on a job interview once. Like I was fresh out of college and I just had no idea. So I'll never forget that. All right, Jake, we are back to you.
Well, I'm going to stick with JavaScript. We'll go level 1 for 500.
For 500. JavaScript level 1 for 500. Okay, I'm just scrolling to the section on my iPad. If I'm singing, that's why. When trying to access a property of an object, the property will not only be sought on the object, but on this.
It will not only what?
It will not only be sought or looked for on the current object, but on this.
The object prototype?
Yeah. Nice.
What is?
Yeah, I know. It's okay. We'll be a little lenient.
I'm a noob.
So Jake is now at 600. We've got Cable at 500, and Chris is at a measly 100. You should feel anxious, Chris. Cable, I'm throwing shade. I'm sorry. I'm a little sassy. All right, Cable, you are up.
Let's go with the web for 500.
The web for 5. You guys are just diving right in. Where is this? The web for 500. This is the conceptual model and is a set of communication protocols used in the internet and similar computer networks.
Can you repeat the question?
Absolutely. This is a conceptual model, and it's a set of communication protocols used in the internet and similar computer networks.
The conceptual model. Interesting. Huh. Yeah, I know.
5 more seconds.
I don't know.
Guess.
I'm going to say what is HTTP, but I don't think that's right because that's not the conceptual model.
Meh, wrong.
Oh, no.
I think you let that term throw you off. Yeah, unfortunately, that is incorrect. So it moves on to Chris. Chris, would you like me to repeat the question?
What is the OSI model?
That is also incorrect. Oh, no. Jake, it's up to you.
Okay, could you repeat it one more time so I can not get it?
This is a conceptual model and is a set of communication protocols used in the internet and similar computer networks. Why don't you just ignore the words conceptual model? This is a set of protocols, communication protocols used in the internet and similar computer networks.
I'm so bad at this type thing.
I call shenanigans.
Communication, like, I don't know. LAN? What is LAN?
If it's protocol, I would say TCP/IP.
Yeah.
See, that would have been correct.
But like conceptual model, like, well, there's this model of the network stack, and
I was in between TCP/IP and HTTP, but whatever. We got it.
Well, hold
and why
on
choose
to that
TCP
term for
instead of
later.
like UDP?
This is the only one I knew.
Same.
Don't judge me. All right. Well, that round, nobody got any points. So we're back to Cable, I believe, at this point.
No,
Right?
because I picked
No.
the last question, so it should be
then
Chris.
it's Chris's
Yeah.
turn.
so everybody's picking these big ones. So I'll do JavaScript level 2 for 500, please.
Ooh.
You've got it. This gives you access to an outer function's scope from an inner function.
What is hoisting? No.
No, unfortunately, is not hoisting. It's one of these things that everyone always clams up on when they have to give a definition for. So I think, Jake, you got a guess?
Can I get the question one more time?
Yep. This gives you access to an outer function scope from inside an inner function.
An outer function scope from inside an inner function.
Oh, I think never mind.
Global scope?
Incorrect, unfortunately.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
K-Ball looks like he's got it.
Oh.
What is a closure?
Correct. It is a closure. Everyone, I hate defining closure. That is like one of the hardest things. You know, I never get closure. I need closure.
Dang it. Great steal.
We all need a little closure.
Yeah, that's why it's in the 500 point value. That's a hard one to remember. I think we're back to Jake now.
I'm going to get a little out of my comfort zone and hit up that CSS for 400.
Okay. CSS for 400. Oh, this is a long one. I can read it more than once.
Okay.
This is used when you want to modify your site or your application depending upon a device's general type, such as print versus screen, or a specific characteristic and parameter, such as screen resolution or browser viewport width.
What is media queries?
That is correct. Media query.
Boom.
You know, it was just this year that I realized, or the end of last year, I realized like media queries was not just about browser resolutions. It's also about like if people have like, what is it?
There's like prefers reduced motion and stuff, right?
Yes. Yeah. They also have like accessibility media queries, which is really cool.
Yeah.
So awesome. K-Ball, you are up.
All right. I'm feeling lucky for 500.
Alrighty. I hope you are feeling lucky.
Did I get those points, Emma?
No.
You get those sweet points. You gotta see my score all tied up with Kevin here.
After we finish this round, I'll say out loud the point values again. Don't worry. Yeah, if I forget to update, please let me know. All right, K-Ball, you just won it. I'm feeling lucky for 5.
I chose I'm feeling lucky for 5.
Alrighty, good luck. This is a type of computer security vulnerability typically found in web applications, which enables attackers to inject client-side scripts into web pages viewed by other users.
What is cross-site scripting?
Correct. Cross-site scripting attacks, or
XSS. Yeah.
Absolutely. That was, wow.
Absolutely. I haven't heard that. I like that.
Chris, you really got to catch up, my friend. For the listener's benefit, Jake has 1,000 points, K-Ball has 1,500, and Chris has 100. Yes, 100. Come on, Chris, you got this.
I'm not good at interviews or
No
Jeopardy.
one is. That's why I'm hosting and I'm not playing.
Yeah, you want to trade? All right, so JavaScript level 1 for 400.
All right, for 400. This is a primitive value automatically assigned to variables that have just been declared or to formal arguments for which there are no actual arguments.
What is undefined?
Correct! Yay! 400 points. Chris is now on 500. All right, Jake, you're up.
All right. Let's go JavaScript level 2 for 400.
Okay. This is a function passed into another function as an argument and then invoked inside the outer function.
What is callback? A callback.
That is correct. That is correct. That
What
was for
is
400.
npm install promisify.
What even? Oh, gosh. All right, K-Ball, you're up.
Okay, let's go with the web for 400.
The web for 400. This is a small piece of data that a server sends to the user's web browser.
What is a cookie?
Correct. I don't understand why things in programming are named after food or animals. All right, Chris.
You get a cookie, and you get a cookie, and you get a cookie.
I'm feeling lucky for 400.
I'm feeling lucky for 400. This is a technical specification published by the World Wide Web Consortium, known as the W3C, that specifies how to increase the accessibility of web pages.
What is ARIA?
Correct. I will give it to you. I had way ARIA written, but ARIA is totally correct. So that brings you up to 900. No pressure, Chris. You kind of need this one. If you guys are not in the JS Party Slack channel, please join us because it's a lot of fun in that room right now. All right, Jake, you're up.
All right, let's see here. I'm going to branch out over back into CSS. I'll do 300.
Okay, CSS for 300. This is used to specify values for animating an element at various stages.
What is keyframes?
Correct.
Woo!
Woohoo! Like, a lot of these you wouldn't be asked in a technical interview. They're just good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd really need Kevin to drop around here. All right.
All right, K-Ball.
All right, let's go with JavaScript level 1 for 300.
Alrighty. This determines the accessibility of variables.
What is scope?
Correct. Correct scope. What's 9 plus 3? 9 plus 3 is 2. I have such trouble adding like simple numbers in my head, but I can draw automatas on the board. It's fine.
9 plus 3 is 2. So you're natively adding mod 10.
It's really hard for me to remember 9 plus... well, 9's not so bad, but other simple numbers. 7, forget about it. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right, Chris, you're up.
JavaScript level 2 for 300.
All right, JavaScript level 2 for 300. Guess what? This is double Jeopardy. Woo, 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 woo. I don't have any noises, so that was my noise.
Wait, how does that work again? Oh, he gets to bet something?
No, this is worth double the point, so it's actually going to be for 600. So if he gets it right, he gets 600. Also, if you get it wrong, it's supposed to detract from your score, but since we're not buzzing in, I'm not doing that. You just get it if you get it right. So, all right, this is going to be worth 600 if you get it right. This is a function that takes a function as an argument or returns a function.
What is a higher order function?
Yeah!
Dang.
Correct. 600.
That's a good one.
Jake was ready to steal that.
I was so ready to steal. Oh,
Well, Jake, he's coming for you. Chris is now at
I know.
1,500 with that.
I know.
Jake's at 1,700 and K-Ball's at 2,200. So it's getting closer. All right. Let's see what you got. That's you, Jake. I didn't even say that out loud. It's Jake's turn.
let's see. Well, I think I can need a 300 here. So I'll take, I'm feeling lucky for 300.
Okay.
But I'm not feeling lucky. So
Yeah. Let's see. This is a process of changing the position of a web page or a website in search engine results by using keywords or phrases.
What is search engine optimization?
Correct.
Sweet.
It is about Google. I'm feeling lucky.
Well, that one. All right,
Don't
you're
forget
officially
about Bing,
at
everyone.
2,000. All right, K-Ball.
All right, I'll take that last number 300 on the web for 300.
The web for 300. This is hardware or software component that stores data so that future requests for that data can be served faster.
What is a cache?
Correct. So K-Ball is still in the lead by 500 points. All right, Chris.
Give me JavaScript level 1 for 200.
All right. This is used to declare a block scoped element and can be redeclared.
What is let?
Correct. All right, Jake, you are up.
Let's do JavaScript level 2 for 200.
All right. This represents the eventual completion or failure of an asynchronous operation and its resulting value.
What is a promise?
Correct. I hate promises. I hate explaining them. I will never get that right in a technical interview. I promise I will get it wrong. Okay, Gable.
I'll take CSS for 200.
Okay, CSS for 200. This is a one-dimensional layout model which distributes elements along an axis.
What is Flexbox?
Correct. Flexbox is a wonderful tool, and there are some fun games that you can use to learn it, like Flexbox Froggy or Flexbox Defense, I think is another one.
I just saw a wonderful article about something done actually by, I think, a guy who was on our show at some point, but where somebody created a responsive layout that did 3 different layouts based on size without a single media query using Flexbox.
Dang.
Or four different layouts, actually.
I love Flexbox. It's like one of the best tools you could learn for CSS.
By, Adam Argyle shared that.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Anyway,
Nice,
cool
nice.
stuff. I can include a link to that in the show notes, or it's going to be in my newsletter this week. So if you're on that, you see it.
Absolutely.
I love
For sure.
Flexbox Zombies too. The
Zombies.
gamified thing by David Geddes. So good. Yeah. That's how I like relearned it.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll definitely be linking all these in the show notes if you want to check them out later. All right, we've got 5 questions left before we take a break. So with that, I think it's over to Chris now, right? Or are we on cable?
No, I just went. It's Chris.
Okay.
I'm feeling lucky for 200.
Okay. This global attribute indicates that an element can be focused and where it participates in sequential keyboard navigation.
Say that again?
Yeah, if I can. I messed up writing it. This global attribute indicates that its element can be focused on and where it participates in the sequential keyboard navigation.
Tab index? What is tab index?
Yes, absolutely. What is tab index? Nice. All right, Jake.
Well, I guess I'm going to have to go with the web. Let's do it. The web for 200.
The web for 200. This is a protocol for secure communication over a computer network.
What is HTTPS or SSL? Like, do I have to pick one?
You can't. Yeah, you
They're
do.
like the same, right? Like one is the other. Let's see. The protocol is HTTPS.
Perfect. That is correct. Awesome. K-Ball, you are up.
All right. Let's see. I've got CSS, JavaScript level 2, or the web. Let's do CSS for 100.
All right. CSS for 100. This display property allows you to set a width and height on an inline element.
A width and a height on an inline element. What is inline block?
Correct. Display inline block. I mean, I feel like half the answer was in the question, but it's fine. All right, Chris, you pick your poison. Are we going JavaScript or are we going the web?
JavaScript.
Alrighty. JavaScript level 2 for 100. This represents the intentional absence of any object value.
What is null?
Correct. What is null? When I'm like reading some of these, I'm like, I definitely would not have gotten these. But to be fair, I pulled them off the Mozilla's definitions. So, all right. Okay, Jake, you are bringing us home with the web.
Let's do it.
I don't even know why I was about to ask you which one you wanted. All right, to finish out this round, the web for 100. This is the HTTP status code that indicates everything was successful.
What is 200?
Correct. What is 200? And with that, I think that wraps up the round. Did I put your point values in last round?
I think so.
I need about 800 more.
Oh. So in third place, we have Chris at 1,900. In second place, a close second place, we've got Jake with 2,500. And K-Ball is leading with 2,800. And we're going to take a break. But when we come back, we've got round 2 with some other really fun topics.
Linode is our cloud server of choice. Grab the Nanode plan for just $5 a month, just $5. That gets you a gig of RAM, a blazing fast 25 gig SSD, and 1 terabyte of transfer. Let's be honest, you can go a long ways on that $5. When you do need to scale up, their prices are predictable, so you can put your calculator down. You won't need it. We've been running changelog.com on Linode for years, and we've always impressed by their award-winning support team. Check them out at linode.com/changelog. Once again, that's linode.com/changelog.
Welcome back to JS Jeopardy. Just to recap, we've got Chris in third place with 1,900 points, but he's doing really well and we're really proud of him. In second, we've got Jake with 2,500, and in the lead, we've got Cable with 2,800. This round, the points are doubled, and we've got some new categories, kind of. So the first category is HTML. The second one is CSS Part 2. The third is JavaScript again. The fourth is even more JavaScript, and the last one is JavaScript frameworks. I don't remember Jake, you answered last time, so I think we'll start with Cable this time.
All right, let's see. Let's go with JS frameworks for 1,000.
Oy, oy, oy. JS frameworks for 1,000. This framework follows the model view model, or MVVM pattern, was created in 2011 and was just ranked the least interesting JavaScript framework in the State of JavaScript survey.
Oh, shit.
That's obscure.
That's why it's the highest value.
I'm not going to look up the survey, and I'm actually going to guess based on the MVVM. What is Knockout.js?
That is incorrect. Chris, you've got a chance. Come on, you can do this.
No Google.
The most uninteresting?
Yeah, this year.
What is Backbone.js?
No, unfortunately, that is incorrect.
Oh my God.
All right, Jake, you've got a chance.
Ooh, okay. Can I get the question one more time?
You're just stalling. This framework follows the model view model, or MVVM pattern, was created in 2011 and was just ranked the least interesting JavaScript framework in the State of JS survey.
Ooh, 2011 is early. MVVM. Honestly, 2011 is a little before my time, but I'm going to go with, let's see, it's a framework. Is Angular around all the way back then? That's pre-Angular. I'm gonna need
an answer, sir.
Like Marionette. Didn't that go with Backbone?
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know. What is Jenkins Clueless?
All right, you all unfortunately did not get it, but it was Ember.
Oh, I was gonna go with Ember. I didn't think it was around back then.
Yeah, it was. All right, well, we're starting off strong this round.
It wasn't called Ember back then, though, was it? It was called Sprout Core.
All right, K-Ball, you're getting a little technical. You still would have gotten it wrong. You still would have gotten it wrong. All right, Spicy. Chris, you're up.
I'll get JavaScript again for 1,000.
JavaScript again for 1,000. Okay, this is the way to opt in to a restricted variant of JavaScript.
What is the use strict directive?
Correct. Yay, you're now in the lead in a twist of events. Chris has 2,900 points. K-Ball has 2,800 and Jake has 2,500. So it's really anyone's game at this point.
Wow.
All right, Jake, go for it.
Let's see. I'll do even more JavaScript for 1,000.
Even more JavaScript for 1,000. This is a JavaScript mechanism where variables and function declarations are moved to the top of their scope before code execution.
What is hoisting?
That is correct. So Jake now pulls out into the lead.
Woohoo!
I picked the wrong category.
Yeah, I would have picked frameworks too, but that was a good hard question.
I feel like you were like floating on a cloud though, Cable, and you needed a little reality check, so I think it's only fair.
That's my life.
I'm savage right now. All right, well, you're up anyway. You've got a chance to redeem yourself.
Let's go with CSS Part 2 then for 1,000.
CSS Part 2 for 1,000. This is double Jeopardy, so this is going to be worth 2,000 if you get it correct. Oof. All right. This combines other selectors in a way that gives them a useful relationship to each other and the location of content in the document.
Can you repeat that?
This combines other selectors in a way that gives them a useful relationship to each other and the location of content in the document.
Ooh.
It is a hard one.
Yeah, so that's interesting. So this gives them a useful relationship to each other. And so I can think of some examples, but I'm trying to remember what it's called.
Mm-hmm. No, he's not Googling it, Charity. I see his hands.
My hands are hands are up
but
here.
I am going to need an answer, sir.
What is a sibling selector?
No, unfortunately, that is incorrect. But Chris, you've got a chance to win 2,000 points right now.
All right, can you please repeat it?
I can. Don't get anxious. It's okay. This combines other selectors in a way that gives them a useful relationship to each other and the location of content in the document. This is not something people normally know the term for. That's why it's valued at 1,000.
2,000, double Jeopardy.
It is 2,000.
What is, I don't know, what is CSS?
That unfortunately is incorrect, but I appreciated the response. Jake, any idea? You've had a long chance to think about it, so I'm going to expect an answer pretty quickly here.
I'm going to go with the direct descendant selector.
Unfortunately, that is incorrect. But they are both what you and K-Ball said are examples of this, and that is a combinator.
Oh, nice.
And
wow.
that was even the second word in that question, this combines. So it was similar. It's a combinator. But yeah, most people definitely do not know. That was definitely a hard one. All right, Chris, it is your chance.
I'll do JavaScript again for 800.
JavaScript again for 800. This is the process of building software by composing pure functions, avoiding shared state, mutable data, and side effects. This is declarative rather than imperative, and application state flows through pure functions.
What is functional programming?
Absolutely. What is functional programming? That was
what is
JavaScript.
functional programming?
Exactly. So you are now at 3,700. So Chris is at 3,700. He's actually in the lead. Jake is in second place at 3,500. And in a twist of events, K-Ball is last with 2,800 points. All right, Jake, you're up.
I held the turntables. Let's see. You're on JS Party when no one wants to take HTML. So I'm going to brave it. I'm going to take HTML for 1,000 and see how it goes.
HTML for 1,000. It was really hard to find questions for this category, but I wanted to have them. This element is used to draw graphics and animations.
Oh, good night. I know it. I'm just blanking out. Let's see. To draw graphics, it starts with an F. Figment. Oh, dang it. Ken Wheeler made a library that uses it.
All right, Jake, I need a response.
What is Figma? I don't know. Dang it.
Incorrect, unfortunately.
It's on the tip of my tongue.
K-Ball, over to you.
I'm going to go with what is the canvas element?
That is correct.
Yeah, Canvas starts with an F
Putting you
too.
in the lead
silent.
by 100 points. Nice. All right, Chris, you're up again, and you're doing really well, and everyone's rooting for you.
Wait, what about my turn?
Oh, wait. Is it? Yeah, it's Kevin's turn.
Because
Is
Jake
it?
picked that one, right?
Oh, shoot. You're right. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
that was a steal.
My bad. All right, K-Ball, you up.
All right, riding that momentum, I'm going to go with HTML for 800.
HTML for 800. This element represents a nested browsing content, embedding another HTML page into the current one.
What is an iframe?
That is correct. What is an iframe?
Speaking of being old, have you all ever used non-iframes, like the old frames?
No.
Yeah, you can do that too. It's fixed frames, and they do some other interesting stuff.
I've never even used iframes in all honesty. Like, I didn't really have a reason to.
Ooh.
So.
Someday, if you ask, I can tell you the story when I did 3 layers of framing to embed essentially navigation from a website into a Shopify page that was trying to be that like feel like it was the same as that website. There's some really interesting hacks you can do with iframes, and back in the day, I may have done them all, but that's like 10 years ago now. So
Oh, wow. Yeah, I would love to learn more about your Zerb Foundation days as well.
that's true. That's not even that far back, but yeah. Anyway, iframes are cool and powerful, and you should never use them now because there's so many other things you can do. Almost never use them.
Well, now it is actually your turn, Chris.
Can I get even more JavaScript for 800?
Even more JavaScript for 800. Where are we at? Okay. This is a hard one. I'm sorry. This refers to the process of using event propagation or bubbling to handle events at a higher level in the DOM than the element on which the event originated. I would not have gotten this right.
Yeah, I'm not sure. What does this have to do with JavaScript? Yeah, I don't know.
It's okay.
Pass.
Jake, you're up. Do you got any idea?
What is event delegation?
That is correct.
Hey, let's go.
Jake with the steal.
8 plus 5 is 12, correct? 8. What's
13.
Yeah.
13, yeah.
13. 40. Math. This episode is going to be called Emma Trying to Do Math. Yeah, event delegation. That's one that I feel like I've been asked in a technical interview, but again, had trouble describing. So
Yeah, that description, it took me a minute. I had a light bulb
Yeah,
moment, but I was like, for a minute.
I'm glad you got
Well, it's
it
your
because I would not have.
it's your turn again, Jake.
Okay, let's go. As scared as I am of this category, let's go JS frameworks for 800.
JS frameworks for 800. This is a JavaScript library designed to simplify the HTML DOM tree traversal and manipulation and was created in 2006.
What is the best library ever made? jQuery?
That is correct.
Yay.
That puts you at 5,100.
The way you said that, I realized why Jake is calling jQuery the best ever.
Weary.
I think that's a new Twitter handle. All right, K-Ball, you're up.
Let's go with the last remaining 800. CSS part 2 for 800.
CSS part 2 for 800. This is a keyword added to a selector that lets you style a specific part of the selected element.
This is a keyword added to a selector that lets you style a specific part of the... What is a pseudo selector?
Nope.
Okay.
That's over to Chris.
A keyword, right?
Yeah. I'm trying to be like shady about this because you were really close, K-Ball, but it wasn't correct.
What is a pseudo attribute?
Also very close, but not correct. And Jake knows it, doesn't he?
I think so. What is a pseudo element selector?
That is correct. Pseudo element. There's no selector, so it's just pseudo element.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to dispute that. I would actually... So pseudo elements, would you argue that they're actually styling a part of that thing? They're a way to select without... Well, I guess that makes sense. I guess that... Never mind.
Yeah.
I'm going back.
This is like...
The description is a little mind-bendy.
Yeah, it's like the colon before, colon after. So it's technically like an element that's not an element.
Yeah. Wait, there's also pseudo... Like in the newer generations, there's also pseudo elements like first letter and things like that, which do match that description that you're using there a little bit more closely than how I would think of a before or an after. But okay.
Right.
All right. I'll withdraw my objection.
Okay. Glad to hear it because I don't think I had a case. Okay. Chris, you're up.
JavaScript again for 600.
All right. JavaScript again for 600. This is a type of event propagation where the event first triggers on the innermost element and then successively triggers on the ancestors of the target element in the hierarchy until it reaches the outermost element.
What is event bubbling?
That is correct. Event bubbling. Yay. Okay. Java, that was 600. So what's 7 plus 6? Someone help me. What's 7 plus 6?
13.
13. 4,300. Wow, this is embarrassing. I went to college, I promise. Just really didn't do well at math. Okay. So
I'm cheating because my kids are currently, working on this stuff. So it's like...
Oh, maybe I should practice with them. In first place, so far, we have Jake at 5,900. We've got K-Ball at 4,600 and Chris at 4,300. Yeah, I think let's do one more round. Then we'll take a break and we'll come back for like the last little piece. What do you think?
Sure.
Sounds good.
Whose turn is it?
Jake's,
I think it's me.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to go with CSS for 600.
Okay. This is a program that lets you generate CSS from its own unique syntax. This is not an easy one.
A program? Would you say an application?
Yeah. I would say this is like a tool that lets you generate CSS from its own unique syntax.
From its own unique syntax. I'll go with what is post CSS.
That's a little too specific, so unfortunately I need it to go to K-Ball.
I'm going to say, what is a CSS preprocessor?
That is correct.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. It's hard to come up with a definition for that because it's like...
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, post CSS is kind of interesting. It's like, it's Babel for CSS. So it could be used with your own unique syntax, or it could just be mucking around with your CSS.
Yeah.
It's a CSS transpiler.
Nice. Well, K-Ball, it's up to you now.
Okay. Well, I've had best luck so far with HTML, so I'm going to go with HTML for 600.
Okay. This element represents data that cannot be represented by other HTML meta-related elements like base, link, script, style, or title.
Can you repeat that?
Yeah. This element represents data that cannot be represented by other HTML meta-related elements, like link, base, script, style, or title.
Okay, let's see. So that, I'm going to do the interview thing and talk my thinking out loud.
Please do.
So that inclines me to believe it is a meta attribute of some sort, because she is both the examples given and there was the word meta in there. So it's some sort of meta attribute. And I'm actually going to just go with the meta element because the other examples were elements.
That is correct. And yeah, it was a little like, it was a little obvious if you listened to the definition, but I just went with it anyway.
I'll tell you, it did not feel obvious.
Okay. It does when you know the answers. It's funny how that works. I'd be a terrible interviewer. All right, Chris, you're up.
Can I get even more JavaScript for 600?
Yeah, even more JavaScript for 600. This tests whether the prototype property of a constructor appears anywhere in the prototype chain of an object. I would not get this.
Are you looking for a function?
Yeah.
Okay. Object dot... No, I don't think I ever used...
I don't think it's a proper function. Let me take that back. It's a special keyword, I guess, that would check whether the prototype property of the constructor...
Oh, yeah. What is the in keyword?
No. Think about prototypes. I have to pass it to Jake just to be fair, but think about the prototype chain.
What is has own prototype?
Nope, that's also not correct.
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, this tests whether the prototype property of a constructor appears anywhere in the prototype chain of an object.
What is instance of?
That is correct, yes. Instance of.
That's
yeah,
good
that's
stuff.
a hard one. All right, so with that, we'll take one more quick break, and then when we come back, we've just got a few more questions and our final question, and we'll see where everyone stands.
This episode is brought to you by Brave. We deserve a better internet. That's why the team behind Brave reimagined what a browser could be. Brave is like Chrome, the good parts. Even your extensions will just work. It has built-in ad and tracker blocking, easy anonymization with the Tor network, earn tokens while you browse, and use them to tip your favorite creators. And did I mention it's lightning fast? Turns out the web is super fast when you remove all the cruft. Download Brave today using the link in the show notes and give tipping a try on changelog.com.
All right, so we are back with the final wrap-up for JS Jeopardy. Unfortunately, Chris had to leave, but we have given him an honorary medal of survival because he survived, and I think he hates me now. But in any case, Chris, you did a great job, and let's just continue. All right, so I don't remember who we left off with.
I think it's Jake's turn.
All right.
I'll take JS frameworks for 600. Last 600.
Alrighty. This is an open source JS framework and was developed by Google in 2010.
What is Angular?
That is correct.
Woohoo!
So now you're at 6,500, right? Was that right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, well, you're up.
I'm going to continue to shy away from those JS frameworks, and I'll go with HTML for 400.
HTML for 400. This is an instruction to the web browser about what version of HTML the page is written in.
Ooh, what is that called?
It has been so long.
I know exactly where it is, what it looks like. You'd write it. Oh gosh, I have no idea what that's called. I'm going to say, what is the, page directive?
That is incorrect. I'm looking for a very specific word.
What is DOCTYPE?
Yes.
That
well
is
done.
correct.
I forgot. I could not remember. Well
I was
done.
racking my brain. It's been so long since I put a DOCTYPE on something.
Okay, so that was for
You earned that
400. So now you're at 6,900. So Jake's at 6,900, Cable's at 6,400. It is a very close match. All right, Jake, you're up.
Let's go with JS frameworks for 400.
This is an open source JavaScript framework created by Evan You in 2014 and is very quickly gaining popularity.
What is the second best framework or library after jQuery? Vue.
I thought you were going to say React. I was like, oh no, there's so much shade.
I mean, both are great. Don't get me wrong.
I like Vue a lot, and the community is really nice.
Truth.
All right, K-Ball, you up.
Let's go with JavaScript again for 400.
Okay. This data type lets you store unique values of any type, whether primitive values or object references.
What is a variable?
That is incorrect.
This data. Okay.
Can I get the question?
You do, yeah, you want me to repeat it?
Yeah.
This data type or data structure lets you store unique values of any type, whether primitive values or object references. Unique values.
Yeah. What is a set?
That is correct.
I see. Got it. Yeah, I misheard. Oh, well.
Sorry, my bad. I'll be
No.
with you.
That's entirely on me. You said the same words to me as to Jake.
No, I only got it with the second reading when she said unique. I was like, and I can't just be an object. Yeah.
Yep.
That was a good question.
All right, Jake, it's back to
You're
you.
running away with it.
Let's see. I'll take CSS for 400.
This is a keyword added to a selector that specifies a special state of the selected element.
It's not a specific state. What is a pseudo selector?
Incorrect. All right, K-Ball, you know this. You know this. It is a keyword added to a selector that specifies a special state.
Yeah. So I know the examples of it, right? Like, so this is like hover
I know.
Focus. What is it called? It's not called a pseudo selector because that's,
It was pretty close.
let's call it, what is a state selector?
No, you changed the wrong part of the answer. It's actually a pseudo class.
A pseudo class. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yep.
I didn't know there was a difference.
Yeah.
Pseudo selector is going to
There
be
you go.
something like first child or something like that, right? That's going to.
Oh, yeah. There you go. All right. Learn something every day.
Are we back to K-Ball? Is this K-Ball's?
Yeah. By the way, we're noticing these type of interview questions. If you're asking these, don't. Right? Like,
Don't do it.
Yeah.
don't do it. I mean, Jake, I actually don't know your background, but you look between Chris and I, like you have dozens of years of experience, lots of huge product stuff. Jake, I'm sure you're very successful. I just don't know your background. Like, and we're totally missing these because they don't actually measure anything that
No.
will help you code.
Although, to be fair, I was asked to define a closure, and I just looked at him, and I was just like,
That's actually a really
Okay.
good. You should call them out. If you're getting asked these questions, call out your interviewer. Be like, what are you testing for? You're not testing for my ability to code.
That's really hard, though. It's really hard in the moment when, like, you're I don't like the subordinate's not the right word, but you're not in the position of interviewing. And so it's really uncomfortable to just call someone out and be like, well, actually, that's a terrible question. I can explain how it works and I can show you what it's useful for, but I can't give you a definition.
Yeah. Well, and hopefully at some point you flip into the mode or there's enough abundance for you or there's enough opportunities for you where you're also interviewing them to be like, is this a place I want to work? And if they're asking questions like this, the answer is probably no. So yeah, I mean, there's lots of good ways to do interviews. There's lots of bad ways to do interviews, and we should be having this conversation. I think we talked about this in the All Things Open episode and a few other things. Like, this type of interview question is not helpful for interviewing, but it's fun. So let's keep rolling out. I don't want to detour us too far.
Correct. Yeah. And as a last note, these are really good topics to know about. You don't need to know their definitions, right? But understanding like pseudo selectors is really important. Understanding CSS specificity is important, and understanding scope, closure, all those things. So in any case.
Oh, absolutely. And they are valuable topics, and these are really useful. This would be really good as a way to like, oh, I don't know anything about that. Let me go study it. But yeah, don't be using them in interview questions. All right. Last 400, even more JavaScript.
Even more JavaScript for 400. You know how hard it is to find things on an iPad when things aren't organized? Okay. Even more JavaScript for 400. This operator returns a string indicating the type of the unevaluated operand.
What is the type of operator?
I didn't read that definition before I read it out. It literally was a giveaway. Yes, the type of. Okay, Jake, you're up.
I'll take HTML for 200.
HTML for 200.
Trying to steal K-Ball's gimme HTML over there.
This element represents a portion of the document whose content is only indirectly related to the main content.
What is aside?
That is correct. You have 7,900 and K-Ball has 6,800. It's okay, K-Ball. There's a last chance you'll have to catch up.
It's all good. Let's go with CSS part 2 for 200.
CSS for 200. This defines the element or elements to which a set of CSS rules apply.
What is a selector?
That is correct. Finally, selector is in the answer. That brings you up to 7,000. All right, go for it, Jake.
Okay, I'll take JS frameworks for 200.
I somehow knew you were going there. I hope you get this one right. This library was developed by Facebook in 2013 and is still the most popular JavaScript library.
What is React?
That is absolutely correct.
Popular by what dimension? I think jQuery is still on more websites.
Oh, we're not doing this right now.
No, I think it is the most popular among current developers. It's just the long
Yeah, I don't
legacy.
mean popular in terms of usage necessarily. I mean in terms of like likability.
Ooh, likability. Now there, I don't know if React is going to win on that, but usefulness or usability, being used, I don't know. I've been having to use React recently, and I'm telling you, it's making Vue look better every day.
Yeah, it is. All right, Jake, we've got... Oh, wait. K-Ball, we've got 2 categories left. Do you want JavaScript again or even more JavaScript?
Well, let's go with even more JavaScript then.
Here, let's do it. Okay. Your last question. This method tells the user agent that if the event does not explicitly get handled, its default action should not be taken as it normally would be.
What is prevent default?
That is correct. Prevent default. I don't know if it's default or default. I never know how to pronounce it. All right. Okay, Jake, take it home. JavaScript again for 200. So this is the very last question before we get to the final, super final round, which is literally just one question. Okay, JavaScript again for 200.
All right.
This data type holds key value pairs and remembers the original insertion order of the keys.
What is an object?
No, K-Ball, you look like you know it.
I'm going to go with what is a map?
That is
A
correct.
map.
That is
go.
correct.
It's the
So-
insertion
Like
order
Getty
thing.
said again. Yeah, that's good steal.
All right, so here's where we're at. Jake, you've got 8,100 points. K-Ball, you have 7,400 points. There's one final question, and I'm going to need you to each write in the chat, the public JS Party chat right now, how many points you're wagering on this answer. So you can wager nothing and just take it and run, or you could bet it all, and who knows, K-Ball, you might come out on top. So write in your chat, Final Jeopardy, how many points you are staking on this answer.
Do we write it before we know the question?
Yeah.
Where is this supposed to go on like the Slack chat?
Yeah, it is. Are you not in it? I'll post yours for you, Jake. You want to just tell me
Sweet.
how much you want to
Okay.
bet?
Let's see. Should I just go for it all? Oof. That's a hard one.
You can, but it would ensure that you win. Or K-Ball, do you know how much you're going to bet? Are you going all or nothing?
Do we have to let the other person know ahead of time?
Well, otherwise you're going to change your answers.
Yeah, let's each Slack them to Emma.
All right, you each Slack me your answers. And then...
All right. I'm sending it to you in the Zoom chat privately here.
Perfect. And then I have to do more math additions, which is really not my strong suit.
Let's just go for it.
All right.
Do we both
So-
get a shot at this last question, or is it like whoever?
Yeah,
gets
you
first?
do. You
Okay.
both get a shot. I don't know how to make this objective to where like you both, like one of you,
I guess we
think
can-
has to say it first.
We got to write it to you so that we can't change it, and then we each
Okay,
read our
yeah.
answer.
All right. So, K-Ball, you send me your answer in Slack. Jake, you send your answer to me in the Zoom chat. And here's the final question. This is the year that JavaScript was created.
Unbelievable. This is hard.
Oh, shoot.
Is it going to be whoever gets closest here?
No, absolutely not. Jake, you can't bet way more than you have.
I'll bet all of them. I'm betting all of them.
It's all right. Welcome to the game where the rules don't matter. That's a different thing. All right, I need your answers, please. What year was JavaScript invented?
All right, we'll try that.
Okay. Give me 2 seconds to tally it up. Someone sing something. Silence.
Not bad.
All right. Here's where we landed. The question was, this is the year JavaScript was created. The answer was 1995. Which means K-Ball has won.
No.
Coming in, he came in at 14,799 points. And Jake bet 100,000, which was not allowed, and ended up with negative 91,900 points.
Unbelievable.
So with that, that is a wrap. K-Ball has won JS Jeopardy, and I don't have a prize for you other than...
bragging rights?
Yeah, that's about it.
Congrats, K-Ball. You had a really great run there.
I can't believe I got that right. 1995.
I know. I did 97. I was close-ish.
I was 2 years old.
I was just... Oh, that makes me feel old. No, I was trying to remember, because it was Netscape, right? It was Netscape Navigator.
Yeah.
And I was trying to remember when I first got a browser, things like that. But
Wow.
In any case. As a last closing note, to K-Ball's point, if you're an interviewer, please don't ask these questions. But if you're interviewing, these are all really great concepts for you to know and try to love. But with that, thank you again, Jake, for coming on. It was an absolute pleasure. I'm looking forward to seeing you in Amsterdam at Vue.js Amsterdam. I don't know, is JS Party showing up there at all?
I don't
believe
know,
so.
but if not, maybe you should reach out to them and see if y'all are both, if you're going to be there, Emma, like reach out, say, hey, can I host a show?
That'd be sweet.
Absolutely. I think, I'll get back to you on that. That sounds like fun.
And if they want to fly somebody else in, I mean, hey.
That's true.
You know a guy.
Awesome. Well, I hope that everyone listening has a great day and is not terrified of me or of technical questions. And with that, I hope everyone has a great Thursday.
All right. Thanks, Emma. Thanks, Jake.
See
Thanks,
ya.
Chris.
Thank you for tuning in to JS Party. Did you enjoy this game show style episode? Let us know. Pop the show notes open and click the Discuss on Changelog News link. We record live on Thursdays. Come hang out with us. It's a lot of fun. Our beats are produced by the one and only Breakmaster Cylinder. What a beat freak. And we're brought to you by awesome sponsors. Please support them. They support us. We've got Fastly on bandwidth, Linode on hosting, and Rollbar on bugs. Thanks again for listening. We'll talk to you next time.